Andy, I'm the proud father of the bride. I must say it's an incredible honour to stand before you all today. But don't worry, I promise to keep my speech short and sweet, just like my daughter. Well, short anyway. Thankfully, the main pressure on speeches today falls to the two best men. Bon chance, lads. By the way, it seems timely at this point to point out that my motorcycle track days are far cheaper than weddings. Who knew? I've agonised over this speech for ages and remembered Jane's dad using the same sentiment at all three of his daughter's weddings. If you don't like who you're sitting next to, just move. I thought about it, but please don't. You've no idea how difficult it was to reach at the table playing. We'd like to thank you all for joining us on this special day. It's been so lovely to see many friends and family from both sides and to have you all here to celebrate with us. It's brilliant, truly brilliant. Special thanks, of course, go to the bridesmaids and the ushers who have done us a wonderful job today, along with the staff at Ravenswood, to keep the day a lot less stressful than it could have been. It is, of course, a time to remember those who are no longer with us, who would dearly have loved to be here to celebrate this special day with Natalie, Cameron. We know they're all looking down fondly and with us in spirit. I have pleasure to briefly talk about our daughter Natalie now. From her early years, her caring and determined nature was evident and continues to this day. She spent most of her early days and years in football shirts and trainers. I wasn't 100% sure we wouldn't see one today. But I'm sure that you'll agree the dress is much better choice for this occasion. It's truly stunning. She did always keep us on our toes with numerous visits to our A&E. Not the girly girl I was expecting initially. To be fair, you do not realise, Natalie, that your named England shirts now will be more expensive from now on. We always encourage Natalie to be her own person and to follow her dreams and to do whatever she set her mind on, aware that she was capable of great things. Her fantastic efforts in gaining her first university degree on my side of the family was truly epic and a very proud moment for Jane and myself, and she came away with great friends as well as that degree, some of them who are here today. Natalie, your free spirit and zest for life inspires us all to this day. Long may it continue. You look stunning and I couldn't be a prouder dad. Now let's formally welcome Cameron to the family, the man who has stolen Natalie's heart and made her laugh louder than I ever could. And welcome to Cameron's amazing parents, Eric and Deborah, and his brother and sister Nathan and Francesca. Cameron, as soon as I met you, I knew you were the perfect match for our adventurous girl. You have, or had, a shared love of cycling. I'm aware that on at least 2 occasions those wheels went round on tarmac. Those who know, know. You love junk food, particularly pizza, and keeping Deliveroo, other delivery services aren't available though, you do realise that, in business. There was a time when you ordered an enormous pizza from a local pizza outlet, only to discover that when it was delivered, it was made in the kitchen at the end of your garden. And you could have picked it up in 5 minutes. After my own year, your love of motorcycles, which solidified my thinking it must be true love. Though with only one Ducati in your garage, to my horror, you have demonstrated a pretty terrible choice in motorcycles. Some words of wisdom, not that I had much. As you embark on this crazy roller coaster called marriage, remember to embrace the silly moments, laugh at each other's quirks, and never take yourselves too seriously. May your marriage be filled with laughter, inside jokes, and endless supplies of gifts. The toast now. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses as we toast to the love, laughter and happily ever after of Natalie and Cameron, Mr. and Mrs. Hepburn.
We're already having the best day ever, and it makes it all the more special being joined by all of you here today. So thank you very much to everyone for coming. I think some people have had to come from quite far to be here with us today. Some people coming all the way from Canada, New Zealand and Germany. So a special thanks to everyone who has had to make those long journeys. This next story kind of loses a little bit of impact as the priest decided to steal the story about Christ. But all the same, me and Natalie have been together now for coming up to 10 years. I waited quite a while before proposing, so sorry about that. But I think I couldn't be more excited to see what the next 10 years and beyond now hold for us. I think the last 10 years have undoubtedly been the best of my life. I've loved every second of it with you, and genuinely look forward to seeing what the future holds for us. Two sets of people I do want to say some quick thank yous to. So my parents, Eric and Deborah, as well as Andrew and Jane, my new parents-in-law. You guys have been amazing throughout the wedding process, getting things prepared, making today the day that it is, but as well as the way you've raised both of us. I don't think either of us would be the people we are today without kind of the guidance and the direction that you guys have set us. So thank you to all of you. And one thing me and Natalie have often said to each other is if we can follow your blueprint of what a successful and happy life looks like, then we couldn't be set for a better future. So thank you very much for being an inspiration for both of us. When me and Natalie first met, we worked in a contact centre. Not exactly the most romantic setting in the world. Our job was to literally chase people's debts. It was awful. And I think our first interaction was me telling Natalie off for making a mistake on our customer account. So not the greatest start of an introduction together. But I quickly realised that Natalie was someone special. I then had to make amends and find a way to win her over. And that was where the bike story that the priest told earlier came from. And it's genuinely true. I had to go and buy a bike. I then had to learn how to cycle more than about a mile, which was a challenge in and of itself. I think quite right was actually 60 miles, so even longer than he said. But it was hard work, but well worth it. I think the challenge of going through the bike ride, the challenge of both getting comfortable doing that, as well as being very quickly dumped by Natalie after the bike ride, all sets us off with a great foundation for what turns out to be a strong relationship that brought us here today.
It's a spark now, don't worry.
I think her words when she dumped me were, "There's no spark." I just want to say a couple of toasts. So firstly, if everyone would like to raise their glasses to the new Mrs. Hepburn. You look amazing, and I can't think of anyone I'd rather spend the rest of my life with. And secondly, for the second toast, to everyone here, thank you for making the effort to be here and to celebrate with us today. You guys are what makes this even more special. And we couldn't be happier to be sharing this day with all of you. So thank you, everyone. And then my final words, Natalie, borrowing that bike, proposing to you and saying I do today are the three best decisions I have ever made in my life. Thank you for saying yes to our proposal. Thank you for proposing the bike ride, and thank you for also saying I do today. I hope I can make you as happy as you deserve to be, and as happy as you make me. And I hope we can live a life full of laughter and love together. Cheers.
I've known Cameron since secondary school, but during the early years of Overhaul, we didn't really know each other that well. I mostly knew him as Mrs. Hepburn's son. Deborah actually taught me English, so his speech is terrible. We became much closer friends, through the following years, late years of overall in college. Mostly thanks to a shared love of gaming and some mutual friends. We weren't a very athletic bunch. We spent many a night at his house playing Halo all throughout the night. But we wasn't all geekiness though. We were cool enough to hang out at the local park and underage drink. But once we were old enough to drink in the pub, it turned into a slightly unhealthy obsession with a bread line in Midfield where we spent all of our time and money. In those early years though, I was a little bit apprehensive of Cameron because he had a little bit of a reputation for, well, to be entirely honest, being a bit of a dick. But it turns out, it's just a sense of humour, as Ashley well knows, with the patience of a saint. So what have I learned over the years? Who is Cameron Hepburn? Well, some would say he's a hopelessly addicted gaming addict. Others would say he's a bit of a gobshite. He can be hot-headed and stubborn to a fault. He's always right even when he's wrong. He's a night owl. God forbid anyone who gets him up at 8 AM or earlier. Not even the picture-perfect lakes and mountains of the Canadian Rockies could get him out of his early morning grump. And me making him climb a mountain afterwards didn't help either, which I'm pretty sure he hasn't forgiven me for. And finally, he's an Englishman who is still pretending to be a Scotsman. But he does look pretty good, that's good. For all your faults, I'm privileged to call you my friend. Beneath all that bluster and bravado, you are caring, and you're always happy to help out for any need. Considering the teenager you were, I'm proud of the man that you've become. You've made some questionable decisions over the years. Fortunately, I can say with certainty that your decision to ask Natalie to marry you is not one of those. I really don't have any idea how you've managed to keep a smart, kind, beautiful woman like her around for these 9 years waiting for you to ask her to marry you. Natalie, if you're being held against your will, give us a sign. It's a bit like that now, you know. I won't offer you both advice on marriage because there are far more people in this room who are far more qualified than me to do that. But what I will say is I wish you a long, happy, healthy life together. So everyone will join me in wishing the bride and groom a toast. To the bride and groom, Natalie and Cameron.
Now, my parents have always told me if you don't have anything nice to say, then you shouldn't say anything. But they've also told me it's okay to tell little lies, so here it goes. Cameron and I met at secondary school. We quickly realised that being truly terrible to one another was a great way to bond. And we spent our first summers stealing gin from Cameron's mother, Deborah, and trying not to get caught smoking. As the years passed, nearly every misadventure of my youth was with Cameron. I'm still not sure if we're allowed back in my parents' house. We've been together on the best days and the worst days, and I'm very glad to be here today, adding to the best of them once again. Over the years, you have grown to be wise and thoughtful, roaringly funny, and unrelenting, getting anything you set yourself eyes upon. It's been the best part of 10 years, finally starting to understand what you see in him. Since the day we met, I knew Tally was special. You're incredibly funny, intelligent, and certainly not bad to look at. You're also about the only person I've known to keep you in control. It's also always a pleasure to watch you drink me under the table. You really shouldn't be able to.
3 years time.
Since day one, they have been the epitome of couple goals, an inspirational example of what a loving relationship can do for people. And today is a testament to how far they have come together. It brings me great joy to ask you all to raise a glass with me. To my dear friends, Mr. and Mrs. Hepburn, we wish you a wonderful and happy marriage.
Hello everyone. I'm Ellie Mayweather, and it makes me a bit rude doing a speech at a wedding, but I figured why should best men have the fun? And you guys were really boring, so I'm really annoyed with you guys. I did not that sweet. So I have known Tally pretty much since primary school, but we actually didn't go to school together or know each other's last names until college. The reason why we knew each other is because we were both good at sport. And me being super competitive and Tally, despite her height, looking like she could be alright at sport, I thought we could be friends or sporting rivals in my eyes. Tally likes to recount how we first met at an athletics meet where I made a comment about her long jump or triple jump not being very good. Little did I know that this small child would go on to compete at Sussex, county level. However, her one and only county level meet did end up with her coming dead last. Sad time. So that was that. Then we went to college and we had 2 classes together. So we had English language, which was terrible, and PE, which was even worse. We actually weren't taught that much in PE, which should come as no surprise as to why Tally really struggles with fitness equipment. So one lunchtime, Tally decided to go for a little jog on the treadmill and absolutely stacked it. Sadly, there are no photos or any kind of evidence, but I am glad to hear that Tally does still struggle with sporting equipment and recently required Cam's help because she was stuck on a telephone line after doing one of 3 sessions with three sessions with Cam's love rival Brand, who is the Peloton instructor. He has sent a message to say congratulations. I'll show it to you later. So we survived college, do pretty well. Tal's better than I, no shock there. And we ventured into the real world. And Tally actually helped me get my current job at Fair Central. Cue the applause from the Fair Central lot. Little did I know that this person who is really nice had been telling my new manager and my new colleagues that I was like Marmite. So anyone who has ever heard her refer to that friend who is like Marmite, that is me. Thanks, Al. I like Marmite. So not only is Tally a brain box, a semi-decent athlete, but she's also a great dancer. What she is a good drinker, so I don't know why Tom said that she can drink her own. So Tally loves a bit of Baileys, but anything else tends to go downhill rather quickly. I can probably count on 1, maybe 2 hands the amount of evenings that we have shared where she hasn't ended up feeling rather poorly. And I think many of you who've had a drink with her in the past could probably attest to that. But yeah, well done. Fingers crossed for right, we're getting badly. I think you even came to be allergic to alcohol on multiple occasions. Yeah? Was that after New Year's 2 years ago when we had about 50 millilitres, sorry, the small measure of gin and was profusely ill. Allergies. We had some memorable nights out, shared some fun experiences along the way, from our first football tour down in Newquay. That was very loud, sorry. Where I had to teach Tally how to do a TC after trying to keep up with us all in a game of pub golf. Or times Hal got too drunk and ended up sleeping on the doormat because it was the coolest place. She felt like she was going to die. Or at one of our matches at the Natural History Museum, where she was so poorly that she had to sleep in the bathroom because it was closest to the toilet. She really regretted going that hard the next day because we had to travel across London by rail replacement bus, which was not pleasant, all the way to go and play a game of football. I don't think I've ever seen someone look so green or more ready to be subbed off. So Tally decided that I would be her maid of honour at my 30th birthday party. So apparently, she says that the decision was made after my friends got me a surprise stripper. He came dressed in a lovely, tight-fitting policeman's uniform, and after doing a couple of dances, he was like, "Hey, pick a friend." Me looking over at Tally, I decided that the sheer look of horror at the idea of this greased up man bumping and grinding his unmentionables all over her was enough to be like, no, Megan can take that role for me. So Megan, thank you very much for taking on the team. Without you, Callie told me that I would not be sat here today. Thank you, Megan. So not only did she trust me to be her maid of honour, she also trusted me to organise her hen do. After my birthday, I decided that a stripper probably wasn't the best idea. So I thought, we're going to light drawing. It sounds way more classy. Oh, how we were wrong. Adam was his name. He lasted around an hour and a half, completely naked. Like, he literally just had a vocal like on the whole time. And we played some games, such as throw the ring around the willy, which was trickier than the first four. Find the sticker, which Tally really enjoyed. And he also did deal with a very aggro neighbour for us, so thank you, Adam, for that. The one thing I have learned from the hen do is that playing Mr. and Mrs. with your sister-in-law probably isn't the nicest thing, so sorry, Frankie. Don't think we need to repeat any of that. And thank you, Megan, for telling Frankie what was said. So now, after possibly embarrassing you a little bit, I feel like I should probably be a bit nice and take after the groomsmen, because they were nice. So, Tally, Towels, Natalie, Shakira, Shamira, Small Pal Tao, Lil Jamal, and most recently, Triple T. You're my best friend. I need to read this book, so I've forgotten it. You're always there when I need you, and I truly couldn't ask for a better best friend. I'm incredibly honoured that you chose me to be by your side today. It is genuinely one of the biggest privileges of my life. You look unreal today, and whilst I know you weren't initially keen on me doing a speech, thanks for coming back, I hope this wasn't too bad. Feel free, when I finally get married or find a man or whatever, get your own back. You can please know it's coming to a place. Now Cam, who, I have the mic, catch me. Who would have thought that the naughty schoolboy who roamed the halls without shoes because he'd broken the rules too many times would end up with a deputy head girl? Who's never once gone above the speed limit, broken any rules or laws in general, and is just genuinely a very good person, would end up here today. But here you are, you've done so much for Towels, and for that I can never thank you enough. She's the best person I know, and you're in part down to that. It really pains me to say that. You lift right when she's down, deliver chocolate before she even knows that she needs it, encourage her to step out of her comfort zone, as well as tolerating all the Hassocks Vegas football kit in your fireplace room, or one of your many rooms in your townhouse. You're the most perfect person for her to spend the rest of her life with, and I'm so happy you managed to convince her that you were somehow a catch. You also clean up quite nicely. Those cars of yours are definitely giving Jack Grealish a run for his money. So, I can't wait to witness your continued journey together as Mr. and Mrs. I love you both, and I hope today is everything you ever wanted and more. So let's raise a glass, once again, to my best friend and her new husband, Mr. and Mrs. Hepburn.